Looks like everybody's here. Looks like buffs are slowing down. Mana's on its way up, so we're gonna get this trash back the next time it comes back to us. I'm gonna mark this up. These are just like the packs on the bridges outside, right? So the Fathom Witches need to be separated from everything else. We also want to kill them first. So everything is going to be stacked besides them being these. So why don't we have Aluna take Skull and Torque grab Axe, take those away. Swindle will pick up everything else, and we'll stack up with the everything else. Just make sure you're not being cleaved, Swindle, if you want to turn those around the other way. Thank you. Remember, Skull and X mind control, and they also silence, which is the reason they are killed first.
Thanks for not killing me.
Everybody gets one.
Swindle, my man, how do you feel about kiting Murlocs through a Hunter Frost trap?
Yeah, that's fine.
Good. You didn't really have a choice. I just wanted to know how you felt. Which is great. I'm glad you're open to it because, yeah, we're not killing this boss if you don't. Good news. All right, so yeah, that's the mandatory fun assigned for this evening. Basically, once you do get them to us, you know, with the Holy Light threat, all that, basically just dropping conch in the frost traps and kiting as much as possible. One other thing I want to add, Frost, is I want you to demo shout. Once all the Murlocs are all together.
He's gonna bring them on top of the boss, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So you're not gonna really have to go anywhere.
Yep. I'll keep it up on both as much as I can.
Make sure we're getting Skull and X separated from everything else.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Yep. Takes a second sometimes with all the MCs.
She does not want to go.
Swindle's down. We're gonna need a AoE taunt on these. Thank you, Torque. Cut him some slack on the threat here. Some of these are gonna drop off when the AoE taunt ends. Just work on X for now. Let Torque get established on those.
What did you pick up first, Torque?
Looks like he's good on Moon.
Skull, square.
Yeah, you have highest threat on Moon. Let's go for that one. Man, Blizzard sat down to make TBC and they're like, you know what we didn't do enough of in Classic? Spell Reflect.
I was gonna say. Hey, Ham, stop hitting yourself.
All over the damn place.
Oh yeah, are ranged mechanics difficult in PvC?
Aw. They are. They really are. Imagine you have 8,000 Shadow Bolts, 10,000 Shadow Bolts, and it gets reflected back into you. That's so rude.
Hey, Gally.
Hey, what?
Imagine having the worst of both melee and ranged.
Swindle needs full buffs.
Yep, fully buffed on Frost and Swindlestein, please.
I missed the table. Does anybody have biscuits, or can we throw down another table? I'm very sorry.
Is it Swindlestein or Swindlestein?
The world is your oyster.
Nice.
No. Clarify.
Swindlestein.
I will not do that.
It's okay.
Swindlestein, oh my god.
Would you rather be associated with Harvey Weinstein or Brett Weinstein? There's a real shit choice.
Alright, buffs on them are good. We're gonna get some trash here next time these Murlocs come around.
I don't have every buff, but Pallies are slacking.
Yeah, if you have Fort Kings and Righteous Fury, you're ready to tank trash.
You don't tell me to tank.
Actually, I do. Make sure we're tranking these warriors when they get big.
Frost Nova feels eternal. Quick shot.
So how do you suppose they actually get so big, like, so quickly? Like, it seems like a violation of physics.
Steroids.
Okay.
Magic.
You ever seen Popeye?
Oh, okay, I got it.
Oh, spinach?
Yep, but it's sea kelp.
Oh,
Because the Murloc theme, I guess. I don't know.
that makes sense.
That's my theory, anyway.
But
It's kale.
Alright. These guys got Fort and South. Next group over here.
I keep grabbing it right as you grab it, Torque. Sorry.
All good.
That's what she said.
Also, that's what she. Damn it.
Yeah.
Alright. Group on the left is coming up.
That is an X Phoebe.
Quite quickly, too.
Mooch patterns.
Hurricane boots. Wild.
BOE pattern, BOP item, I think.
Correct, yeah. I'm just gonna have you hold it for now.
Pack's on the way back.
Yep, grab this one on the right as soon as it's up.
There's a chance we can get Warlock cookies before the boss.
100%. You may not know it, or may not have realized it, but the Warlocks do drop cookies before every boss.
What?
Me dead. Good luck, everyone else.
Got some good seed there, huh?
I did.
That's what she said?
For a moment in time, I sure did.
Oh, shit.
Yep, throw some cookies down. Alright, so I'm just gonna go over the fight real quick for those who haven't been to Morgrim just yet. Basically, the whole fight is tanked and spanked, kind of in the middle of the room here. The boss is going to be over in this corner on the purple, and the rest of the raid is going to be on the other corner in the white, or gray, or whatever. Except, you know, a little closer. Usually, the range move in a little closer, right, so that we can get that nice AoE. We don't want to be too far in case Murlocs get loose and that yada yada. If you're caster healer, you can just sticker with purple diamond, you'll be fine. So yeah, pretty much tank and spank. This dude hits hard as hell. He'll do a like frost damage tidal wave thing. But everything else he does is physical, I believe. While the fight is going on, he will put Watery Grave on random people, 5 people, and it transports you from wherever you're standing over into one of those 5 dripping water spout things over there. It's going to do some damage to you, and then it's going to toss you up in the air, and then you're going to take some fall damage. So you just walk back over to us. Use a health stone if you've got one. Help your healers out on the way back over to us. There will be a healer stationed somewhat nearby to heal you guys up. But it may not come necessarily instantly because healers are also managing their threat whenever the earthquake and murlocs happen. So murlocs is the other thing that goes on during this fight. A group of murlocs is going to come from the tunnel that we just came from, and another group of murlocs is going to come from the tunnel on the opposite side of this room. That's kind of the key component of this fight. We need to pick up those murlocs quickly and efficiently onto Swindlestein and then kite them using hunter traps and consecrate and a little bit of blizzard potentially, depending. I think Nam has Impliz. He sure does. And get those murlocs all killed with about 10 seconds to spare before the next wave of murlocs comes, you know, out of the tunnel, so that we have time to heal up the raid and reset and all that. So immediately before the murlocs come out, he does an earthquake. That's going to do raid damage to everybody. You have to resist the urge to heal everybody back up, because that is also the precise moment that Swindle is going to be spamming Max Holy Lights onto me to get the threat on the Murlocs via his healing aggro. So you just have to wait. There's no reason to top off the raid. The whole raid-wide damage only ever happens when an earthquake happens, right? So you have a full minute before you really need to top everybody off. The only thing that's going to hit you between then would be a Watery Grave, in which, you know, there's more healing and a Hellstone. Save your Hellstone for those moments. So yeah, long story short, we want to reduce the damage that the boss is doing as much as possible. So that's going to be like Demo Shout, Thunderclap, all that good stuff. and we want to nuke those Murlocs as quickly as possible. We're also going to demo shot the Murlocs just because the Murloc damage can get really high with the armor debuff that they put up. So Frost is going to handle that for us. Everything else is fairly straightforward, guys. DPS are just pumping on the boss until we call to pump on the Murlocs. Then you just switch to the Murlocs, you pump those down, you get back on the boss. All this just goes on, same exact thing, rinse and repeat every minute, Murlocs and Earthquake, until he gets down to 20 or 25%. I always forget what it is. But then he's going to go into his Berserk / Enrage. It really doesn't mean anything except instead of being at that purple smoke flare, we're actually going to kite the boss. We're going to pull him back this way. Tank is going to end up right about here, where I am jumping up and down now with the purple diamond on my head. The reason we finished the fight from over here is because in that last 20 to 25%, the watery graves will actually chase you. There'll be a floating bubble that comes towards you, and when it reaches you, it explodes and does damage. So we pull the boss a little further away from them, you know, to kind of increase the time that it takes for those bubbles to matter. Once we've moved over there, we're probably not going to kill all of the Murlocs. So the last group of them is basically just going to get kited around while we finish nuking the boss. So I will call for that, right? So I will call whether you need to DPS some Murlocs or not. But that's, yeah, just right at the end. Okay. Does anybody have any questions? Any questions at all? 25%. Sounds good. No questions. Everyone knows what to do. I love it. If you have a question, I'd love to answer it. Here's a ready check otherwise.
Who is
Consumes?
tanking him?
That's a good question. You're not in bear form. Go into bear form. Probably gonna want a Luna to tank it. I believe this guy was hitting Dino back to back for like 8k. So that extra squishy room is gonna be nice.
Yeah, parry haste is a big thing for each of the progress fights of Dino. So I linked a range reminder in chat. So if you just melee, have that on for sure.
Yep.
It seems pretty suspicious. What does this link do? What does this week
It
card do?
sends me all your gold, but also tells you if you're in melee range.
Worth it.
Yep. Get your food buffs on. Casters and healers you can stack up here by diamond right now. Luna, you're gonna be just right on this corner over here. We'll misdirect the boss up to you. You just stand right here and just tank him. Just tank the shit out of him. And then at a certain point, at like 25%, all you'll do is just take him, you know, into this hallway, as I said. Easy peasy.
I can back him up. I don't have to, like, bust a move over there, right?
Yeah, there's no real rush. Some of the bubbles will start getting close to us, but I mean, that's going to happen regardless. We want to move relatively quickly, but obviously you don't want to outrange anybody, so like don't like sprint over there or anything. But yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Like backpedaling is okay, or does you need to strafe?
I would never recommend backpedaling. So yeah, I would just strafe on over.
Just make sure healers know you're about to move.
Yeah.
Right, you won't be moving until I call for it anyway, so it will be very obvious to the healers as well. All right.
Yeah, it's a good point though. Healers, as we're getting close to that point, just position yourself closer to the door where we're going, so you don't have as far to run. There's no need to be closer to the stairs at that point in time.
Right. Yeah, the only healer for the entire fight, the only healer who really wants to be on that side of the stairs is whoever's topping up people coming back from watery graves. If you guys are still organizing it like that.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll have 1.5 doing that.
Okay. Excellent. Well, let's give it a shot so everyone can see it be much more clear then. So here is a pull timer. Drano, if you want to misdirect onto Aluna.
Hook's got it.
All right, Huck's got it. Excellent.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
First watery grave. Alright, Murlocs are coming in. Do not heal. Swindle's pumping holy lights on me. Get those frost traps down. He's got threat on all of them, which is great. Chitin and frost traps. Begin AoE.
Don't Frost Nova.
Don't Nova.
Yeah, never Nova.
What in the world?
Yep, and as much as possible, we want these like close to the boss as we're fighting.
Oh, that looks like somebody has the improved trap.
Yeah, if you have entanglement or entrapment, or is that? Hang on. No, it's frostbite.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I got graved there, so
Yep.
Someone else needs to keep up demo. I got killed by water.
Yep. It's this is gonna be a wipe anyway. Too far behind on this Murlocs, so we can get white protection up. Dara, you need to go and respec right now. Cannot have ice or frostbite. Can't have it.
If I'm on the watery grave, I should release, right?
Yeah. We're gonna have a minute here because we gotta get a respec done. If you want to teleport to Iron Forge or whatever's closest to the trainer, cannot have any points in into frostbite, which has a chance to freeze them in place.
I'll release and go to the stone.
I'll meet you there, Hans.
Don't click off DR. Take Soulstone yet. Murlocs are running to, I think, the hunter in the back.
They just despawned.
Oh, dope. Cool.
So yeah, I mean that was good. Other than them getting frozen in place, yeah, we just want to kite them around as close to the boss as possible. That way, the AOE is also hitting the boss, just as a little bit more boss damage. Because obviously, the whole time we're handling the Murlocs, we gotta continue doing damage to the boss as well. So just try to drop those frost traps a little closer to the boss, and casters and healers, we can snuggle up just a little bit closer to where the boss is as well. Just keep everything a little bit closer together. That way, everything's nice and easy to manage. All of the extra AoE also hits the boss, and yeah. That's basically the whole fight. I mean, you guys, those are all the mechanics that take place. So, if you having seen them now, if you have any questions, I'd love to answer. Swindle, if you get watery graved at an inopportune moment, basically you just want a divine shield and then click it off immediately.
Okay.
That'll break you out of the watery grave. It's going to kind of cause a little weirdness to happen with your Murloc threat, but it's better that you get back over there quicker.
How many Murloc waves would you anticipate that we would see?
Should be 5 or 6. Dara, holler when you're ready for summons. Frost and Hams will pick you up. I'm gonna accept res.
I can be summoned. I still need to do my talent, so.
Don't worry about resurrecting hams, guys. Thank you, though. You're good people.
Good news is what you just saw is the whole fight.
Except for
in
the
whole fight.
water balls at 25, right?
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
But that, I mean, like, honestly, they're so inconsequential. If we just move the boss into the hallway over here, I mean, I think 1 or 2 actually made contact last week. This is very little. Awesome. All right, so we'll get Dara back here, and then once those 3 zone in, we'll get summons on them. Once they come inside, I'll summon Dara, Triss if you can get Hams, and Derp if you can get Frost.
Did you get it, Dara?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, everyone's back. Everyone's here. Let's get full buffs up. Get ready to go again.
Very nice group 2 buffs. Thank you. Well done, guys.
Getting my food buff, and then I'm going to do a ready check.
I am not ready.
Yeah, but are you ready?
Could we get big boy cookies?
Sure.
I am ready.
All right, awesome. Here's ready check. Just a couple missing food buffs. Swindle, you need some stam food?
Yeah, I ran out.
I got 2 on me. Can lend you some spell power otherwise.
I'm good now.
Alright. Alright, here's a full timer. Yep, and this time, casters and healers, let's just tuck in a little closer to the boss. So, kind of like in the middle of this. Yeah, like here-ish. Just watch your threat, because you're not going to have that 30 yard cushion, or 15 yard cushion. Do not top me off, healers.
Ooh, sorry.
No worries. Just getting myself down a little bit preemptively. Not enough to die to Earthquake, but low enough that the first Holy Light doesn't overheal. Nice. Murloc's coming. Holy Light spamming. They already love Swindlestein, which is perfect. Frost traps are down. Kiting is commencing. That looks good. Go for AoE. Big AoE on the Murlocs. Let's pick up Leia. Big AoE.
Lost Swindle.
I'm gonna de-res him.
Hang on. Was Leia his healer?
Yeah.
Or one of his healers? Okay. Yeah, go ahead and get him up. Murlocs are going to be coming. We're going to need to buff him quickly. We're missing 2 Warlocks as well. Yikes. Yeah, let's just see what we can do. Keep going. Warlocks are going to be very soon. We could get a Kings on Swindle. Yep. Just try to kite them as much as possible. Like, the less hits you take, the better. Demo shout on the Murlocs. Thank you. Big AoE. Go for Lust. Big AoE. Couple Murlocs on me. Okay, back on the boss. Next round of Murlocs will be soonly-ish. Okay. Oh, spam Holy Light on somebody else. I'm Water Grave.
Hit Drano with it.
Alright, AoEs.
Annie, you're on bubble duty.
Yep.
Alright, nice job. Next Murlocs will be soon.
Push it in 4%.
Oh, Holy Light on me. They're coming for Swindle. Perfect. Kite, kite, kite. Big AoE.
Oh, they went right through the fucking...
Yep, start slowly kiting to the hallway.
Stagger some more frost traps through there.
Get this round of Murlocs down. Right, more frost traps this way. Excellent. Alright, start spamming Holy Light on me.
I
They're gonna hit you, yeah. Gonna have mad pushback. Just try to pick these up and kite as much as you can. Just kite, kite, kite. All DPS on the boss now. All DPS on the boss. Just kite Murlocs. Keep frost traps down for him. All DPS on the boss.
Back through mid there. More trap.
Shaman drops more totems for him. Earthbind.
Pump this boss. Any CDs you got?
Murlocs are free.
Yep, Swindle's down. They're all on Shamonster at the
And
moment.
he's
help
kiting.
him kite, help him kite.
No, I'm just cutting him into the tunnel.
Alright, gotta nuke this boss before these Murlocs overwhelm us. 5%! Push! Just do damage! Torque AoE taunt if you got it.
Oh,
I already used it.
Already used it.
do it next.
Alright. It's all good.
We got it. We got it. We got it.
Get him! Alright,
Shit.
now kill these Murlocs. Kill these Murlocs.
Oh shit!
We got there.
That was a really good job with that many people down, man.
Yeah, nice job, y'all. Well done.
And you still have to kill the Murlocs? That's bullshit.
Yeah.
And so if we were to wipe here, would we still be good?
Yeah, the boss
Yeah,
is
he's dead.
lootable, so... I'll even scoop everything. Nope, I won't, I'm dead. But yeah, we got a soulstone on somebody. If not, get a DI out.
I have Ankh.
But like in the worst case, yeah, DI is better, but
My DI is down, so.
Clean!
Yeah, maybe.
I can Ankh once this is all done too.
Hell yes.
If
Alright,
we have
so
a soul stone, we should save the Ankhs.
you guys can
Yeah.
just die. Just group
Just
up and die.
yeah, just die. It's
please.
not gonna happen. Don't run around anymore. They got their sights on hook. Not anymore.
Look, Ice Dab killed the boss.
First try. Good work, folks.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, obviously, it's a little smoother than that, but that was really good for having 2 of our Warlocks down. I mean, still keeping up on those Murloc packs. Somewhat. I mean, ideally, you have about 10 seconds where the Murlocs are dead and the next Murlocs haven't spawned yet. That gives us time to top off all the raid, get some damage on the boss, and then for Swindle to be prepared to heal me. The reason that last wave of Murlocs got so messy is because he still had a bunch of Murlocs on him, so he couldn't stop to heal. If he did, he would have tons of spell pushback, so he wouldn't get one off anyway. Which is, again, part of the reason why you want to have that cushion. But as we've just demonstrated, you apparently don't need it, so it's just a lot cleaner if you do. But yeah, good stuff. Vosh is up next, y'all, which is super exciting. Reses are going out. Yep, whoa. No need to run in. In the meantime, while you're waiting for res, you can peruse your eyes over to Discord and read up a little bit of information on Lady Vosh. Kind of condensed. I'll talk a little bit more about it on our way over. This is what Morgrim dropped for us, by the way.
Shoulders again?
Yeah. Yeah, that was super fun. Good adaptations. Good everything, honestly. Mayumi. This chest looks right up your alley. You are the only one who would use it. So, grats.
I am not gonna equip that, so I don't know.
Any other spirit using healers interested in this item is pretty good. Just link interest if you want. It's totally fine. A couple more reses happening. Do these murlocs in this hallway despawn? Looks like they do.
If not, we'd have been SOL.
If no one else wants that scary, I'll take it for off spec.
Yeah, just a minute.
Yeah, that's
Talking
fine.
amongst some heals. Once you guys are rezzed up, you can come down to the south side of the hall here. Do some buffage, and then we'll do this trash pack. And link interest for the male shoulders as well.
While we're waiting, people should set up that macro for the tainted core.
Yep, if you haven't yet, copy that macro in the Vosh channel.
Yep, do it. Everybody, even you. Yep, even you.
Okay. Grats ice for shoulders. Alright, let's get this trash group. Just pull them back towards us a little bit. Take the skull and X to the left and the square and the moon to the right. Alright, and Gretsch Monster for the healing chest.
Guts.
If this boggy boy comes in, yeah, Torques grab him. Take him against the wall. Melee, go kill the serpent guards. Casters get on the Colossus.
Which serpent guard first?
Doesn't matter, I have huge threat on both.
Square.
Spore Quake 30 yards from the Colossus.
Want me to move him back?
Mm-hmm. Oh. Just take him against a wall.
We need tanks for Square and Moon.
I'm getting them both. Just give me a second, guys. Stop fucking attacking them.
Oh, because Swindle is dead. Gotcha.
He wasn't
30 yards, 30 yards, 30 yards.
Or try to move him a bit more. We're getting hit by the.
Alright, not too bad. Usually we'd pull these back just a little bit further, but I didn't say that, so I'll take the blame for that one. Anybody who's dead. Getting buffs and mana and whatnot, but for this next group, Dara's gonna sheep square, Nam's gonna sheep moon, and we're just gonna pull everything else back towards us. If Aluna, you can get Skull, and Torque grab X, Swindle can pick up Circle and Star. No. Not Avenger Shield pull. Makes things a little chaotic. Sheep pull, in fact.
Do you want me to soothe?
It's all coming back towards us, right? Here, I'll pull it. It's fine. Just sheep it. Just like that. Kill the totems when it pops. Anybody play the little organ in Morgrim's room?
I didn't know there was one.
Tab if you can, yeah, if you can run back and see. It's actually the lock for Lady Bosch's bridge. Less of an organ. Torque, if you want to break square. Cassius, we can switch to square. Stuck and reflected. You hear the sound of giant gears churning to life below the depths. You hear the faint sound of a gate unlocking in the cavern. What could it mean, guys?
Can you say that again, but in your Hikari voice?
Absolutely not.
You dare step foot in Serpentine Cavern?
We do.
Your callous disregard for the Gurubashi Empire has been noted. Congrats, Frosted, for per Fortitude 3.
Congrats, dude.
Huge.
Happy birthday, too.
Yeah, happy birthday.
My first loot in 25 mans. What a joy.
I almost forgot it's your birthday. I'm sorry.
Alrighty. Next pack's exactly the same.
How many more trash packs do we have?
This one. Gonna be missing a sheep, and the other sheep is in the consecrate, so we're gonna have no sheeps. Kill the totems, and kill the nether mages as priority. Let's start with square. The moon next. Water relay totem. Yeah, I don't remember any trash on the other side of Vash's bridge, so I believe this is it. As far as trash in the instance. Yes, we could have gone back the other way, but theoretically they drop good things that we want, but they didn't this time, so.
It's also fun watching people facepalm them.
Sure. All right. So, Lady Vash on the agenda. This is a 3-phase fight. If you're in this Vash channel in Discord, you scroll all the way to the top. These images kind of flow in order on the way down with kind of a summary at the bottom. So, yeah. 3 phases, right? First phase, it's just tank and spank. It's just us and her. She's in the center of the platform. We tank her, we DPS her, we get her down to 70%. When 70% hits, she's going to go completely immune to everything that we do. In fact, I don't think you can even target her. So all of phase 2 is going to be us managing ads that she's going to continue to spawn until we turn off the 4 generators that are around her, which we'll get to in just a little bit. And then once we turn off each of those generators, whenever we do that, they deal, what is it, 5%? Yeah, 5% damage to her. All 4 of them are down, 20% damage. She's at 50%. 50% phase 3 begins. We clean up the rest of the ads that are still alive, and then it's just us and her again. But this time, she's going to throw out poison poop puddles, and she's going to mind control people. Don't go to the top of the steps here, because if you get on the same level with her, I believe she'll pull. This is really cool as well. So welcome, everybody. I'm glad we can get some time on Lady Vash.
Well done, everyone.
A round of applause, really. It's been an absolute pleasure.
There's a repair on the left if you need it, use it.
Did you drop it, Swindle?
Yep.
Okay, so now with just a little bit more detail. In phase 1, she has a couple of abilities. The first is the Shock Blast. It's just an instant bolt of lightning that she throws at somebody. It does nature damage. She's also going to do Entangling Roots. Does a little bit of damage and immobilizes you. I believe it can be dispelled. It maybe can't. I don't know. Find out. Multi-shot. And a Static Charge, which she just chooses a random direction as far as I know. And then just like lightning zaps like a Sith Lord everybody in that area. So for that reason, we do kind of want to be spread out around her platform in phase 1. Phase 1 is a really good time to kind of get yourself well positioned for the rest of the fight, because the rest of the fight we're going to be utilizing these staircases and the top of the platform and everything. All right. So that phase 1, just tank and spank. You can see a little phase 1 positioning there. That's loosely speaking, right? She's going to be somewhat near the center. She's going to be tanked there. Melee are going to be behind her. Ranged are going to be spread out around. Same with the healers. I just only included a few marks for brevity. But then phase 2 hits, and we have a lot of ads to manage, and we have a lot of things going on in general, right? So there's a few different types of ads. The first of which is the Coil Fang Elite, which is just a big Naga. He's going to do a cleave in front of him, right? So wherever he's being tanked, you want to make sure you're not standing in front of him, and tanks as much as you're able to want to turn him away from anybody else if you do notice that somebody's standing in front of them. Don't get cleaved. Short and sweet, right? So those ones gotta die. We're mostly gonna be DPSing on them as casters and melee, unless there's a Strider. The Striders are gonna be kited by Thebes. Ideally, there's only ever one Strider alive at a time, so that Thebes can kite them with Frost Shock, which is a pretty great way to kite them. Melee, you cannot hit the Striders. They'll just fear you away, right? You can never be in melee range of the Strider, it's just going to fear you away. So that's why range needs to take care of the Strider, melee need to take care of the Coil Fang Elites, unless there's an enchanted water elemental, right? So you're hitting you're a melee, right? You're hitting the Coil Fang Elite, because there's no water elementals, but then you see a water elemental, then you go and kill the water elemental instead. Reason being is the water elementals have very little health, so they're very quick to kill, but it's easy to let them get away from you because there's going to be a lot of them, and they're going to be slowly walking towards her. They don't have a threat table, they don't do damage or anything, but they just keep spawning faster and faster as this phase goes on. Every time one of them reaches her, they buff her damage by 10%. Okay, I don't even have to explain why we don't want that to happen. Every time one of those reaches her, buffs her damage by 10%. So we just need to kill them all before they get to her. They don't have much health, like maybe 8 to 10k, I think. So they'll die pretty easy. You just gotta not let them reach her. And then the last type of ad in this phase is the Tainted Water Elemental, which is what we just all made this lovely core macro for. So this is kind of the unique bit of this fight. You see these 4 like blue generator pillar looking doodad things. In phase 2, she's not targetable, but each of these is going to be throwing a lightning beam in towards her. What we need to do is gather a tainted core, bring it just next to one of those pillars, and then use it to deactivate the pillar, which in turn deals 5% damage to the boss and turns off one of the lightning beams. As I said in the beginning, once all 4 of those beams get turned off, that takes her from 70 down to 50%, and when 50% happens, phase 3 begins. So a few things to know about the Tainted Core. The Tainted Core comes from the Tainted Water Elemental. So just like the other kinds of water elementals, eventually there's going to be these disgusting green-looking ones. We want to kill them as quickly as possible, and then pick up the Tainted Core that they drop on the ground. Now, when you have the Tainted Core, you cannot move. So you need to throw it to one of your friends. So for example, say the Tainted Core, or Tainted Water Elemental spawned like down here at the bottom. It slowly walks up the steps. We kill it around here, perhaps. And then right at the top of the steps in front of me is going to be somebody ready to catch the Tainted Core. Maybe just a little further up from where Drano is, like right at the top of the steps. He's in a great spot, and I picked up the core. I can't move when I'm down here, but I need to get it up to the pillars. So what do? I toss it up to Drano, right? So now I can move, but now Drano can't, right? So now we're going to pretend that this purple banner right here is the, the blue thing closer to the boss that I can't go to, right? Because I'd pull her. So the banner that I'm standing next to is that, right? So then you'd toss the core over to me, and then I would right-click on the fucking thing and turn off the beam. It's really that simple, right? It's just like, it's hot potato. You're taking the Tainted Core and you're passing it as a relay. Exactly, that's the word I'm looking for. It's a relay. So you pass it to your friends, you work its way up to one of those things. Once we do that 4 times throughout the fight, then phase 3 begins. Phase 3 is more tank and spank, but with poison puddles and mind controls. We'll talk more about that when we get closer to it. Phase 2 is the part that we're going to need to master primarily to get cleanly into phase 3. If we're not getting into phase 3 with everybody alive, it's going to be a rough go because there's a lot of damage that happens in phase 3. So let's just focus on phase 1 and 2 for the time being. Just a couple of points here at the bottom I summarized. We cannot let the enchanted elementals get to Vosh. We have to pass the tainted cores up to the generators and pillars so that we can turn off those 4 beams and end phase 2. Thieves is going to be kiting the Striders as best as possible. Thieves, you're a tailor, right?
I'm not.
You're not? Okay, well, I am, and if anybody else is a tailor and wants a couple netherweave nets, one of the fun things about the Striders is that you can throw these nets on them to stop them from moving. If Thebes ever finds himself in a pinch, you can toss a net, and that will help him, get away from it and continue kiting. So if you have some of those, that's great. If you want some of those, I've got extras. I'll give you some. Yeah. Mostly DPS is going to be on the elite Nagas, and then casters we're going to be killing those Striders as they're being kited around. And then, yeah, once all the generators are turned off, phase 3 will begin. So let's try to get through all that first, and then we'll talk about phase 3 more when we get closer to it. Because those mind controls are going to cause some problems, I foresee.
Hey, Scary.
Quick question.
Yep, questions. Let's hear them.
So during phase 2, if the pillar's the only thing that can damage the boss, right? So it's completely pointless to actually be trying to DPS Vash during that phase, correct?
Correct. In fact, I don't think you can even target her. She's untargetable.
Gotcha, okay.
The tainted core is an object that appears on the map, and it's not sparklies on the corpse, right?
It is sparklies on the corpse.
Yeah, sparklies on the corpse. Sounds good.
The corpse.
Cool.
So yeah, make sure you've got a bag slot for that, just in case you need to be a person getting the core passed to you. Because if you have a full inventory and somebody's trying to throw you the core, you're not going to be able to get it.
When you say you can't move with the core, is that you physically can't move, or like you can't move?
A single muscle.
You physically can't. Yeah, the game won't let you.
I didn't know if it was like that Kara boss where you're not supposed to move, or you physically can't.
Just can't move at all.
There's also a mechanic, I don't know if you mentioned this, Scary. In phase 1, she'll choose someone randomly and put a pulsing debuff on them. It'll just do damage to everyone around you, so you have to leave. You have to move.
Right, yep. And that's also part of why we're spread out in phase 1.
What's the range on it?
I think 10 yards nearby, if I remember right.
Okay.
We'll start with that. If it needs to be more, we'll adjust.
Yeah, just do range check 11 or something.
Yeah. I don't think it needs to be free for all for it to be able to be picked up. I think anybody can do it.
99% sure they changed that because that was in the PTR.
Yeah, I remember hearing about it. If it becomes an issue, we'll obviously adjust it, but I don't think it needs to be. Any other questions?
Can we kick Taco from the guild for handing out trash?
No, we can't.
Okay, that's all I got. Thanks.
I mean, you could, right? Okay. All right, let's do a ready check and let's give it a shot. So one more time, phase 1, just a tank and spank. Phase 2, tons of ads that we're going to be managing. Phase 3, we'll talk about it more when we get closer.
Do you have quadrants for people assigned?
I want to get everyone visible with the fight first, and then we'll worry more about exact positioning assignments.
Okay.
Who do you want tanking?
You.
Okay.
Tank the boss. But yeah, as Huck mentioned, if you look at the Vash channel and the picture that has the phase 2 positioning, there's kind of a quadrant setup to her platform that we can use to nicely distribute everybody, so that way we have a little bit of damage in each area, so that way no elementals get through and whatnot. For now, I'm just going to say spread out. If you find yourself next to a bunch of other people, choose a different area. But yeah, there will be more exact positioning once we're more familiar with the fight. Just want to get eyes on it and yeah, not spend 30 minutes talking about it without pulling it. So with that in mind, we're going to do a pull timer and we're going to start getting eyes on it. Let's do it.
Just kind of like a Medusa.
Okay. So remember, guys, you want to spread out. Use this whole platform. Make sure heals are spread out, ranged are spread out as well.
Oh, shit, I left my chicken on.
It's all good. Luna's entangled out of range, so watch your threat. Static charge on Leia, so watch your range. So yeah, phase 1, guys. Check it out.
Can we just have the whole boss be like this?
Alright. Static charge on Drano, watch your range. On Leia again. Alright, here we go. Phase 2. So it looks like she is still targetable. Yeah, make sure you're guessing on her. It's no reason to.
Immune.
Yep. And yeah, we chill out. Ads will begin spawning very soon.
There's already
Tanks are going to want to be picking up the Elite Naga and bringing them, you know, up here relatively close to the boss. Just like in one of these pie slices around. And basically, the whole objective of this phase is to not fall behind, right? We want to kill the Elites and the Striders before the next Elites and Striders are spawning in. So this is the part where we just stay ahead of the game.
Please don't go down the stairs unless you need to.
Yep. Only reason you should be going down the
Tainted
stairs
on the
is
north.
to... Yep, tainted. East, rather.
I'm a little trouble finding scapegoats.
Oh.
I got him.
Someone loot is tainted by where I died. The Coil Frank Strider appeared right in as I looted or tried.
Did you throw it to me?
Swindle has it.
Swindle has it.
I can't LOS. I wasn't high enough.
Throw it back to me.
Made me throw it to Monster.
Yep, so casters, at this point, you should be primarily hitting the Strider that Phoebes is kiting around. You never want to be in the path of the kite, because it'll fear you when it gets there. And now notice how we have 2 Koyofang Elites up. Ideally, we have the first one dead before the second one spawns, but of course we're learning, so we're a little bit behind.
Melee focuses Elites, right?
Yep. Melee cannot hit the Strider, because the Strider is going to fear you if it goes close. Other thing that'll be important is watching threat on the Strider, because if it gets kited through the center, that can cause an issue as well. Second Strider is up. I'm going to try to get aggro on it.
There's a tainted. Oh, never mind.
So we don't, I mean, we want to kill the water elementals, but we don't want to be like hanging off the side of the edge where we can't see what's going on and
For
killing
sure.
stuff.
Yeah, the water elementals are very easy to kill, so they're kind of just like low priority until they get close to the center circle here.
Well, it disappeared.
Yeah, we lost the last 2 of them.
The tainted.
Yep.
Yep.
Tainted on the east side.
It's all good. This, I mean, as you can tell, this is certainly not going to be a kill, but I just want you guys to get eyes on it and see the mechanics and whatnot.
So those enchanted elementals can basically get right up to just barely not touching her before they actually go off. So like we can even let them like start walking onto the platform before we kill them, depending on how long we've been up.
Should we start ghost running back right now?
Yep. Everything is higher priority than the enchanted elementals, to be clear. Right, so like if there is something else for you to be hitting, for example, casters, if there's a Strider alive and you're not too high on threat, you want to kill it. If there's a Naga alive and there's no enchanted elemental in immediate danger of reaching Bosch, then melee you want to kill that. The hunters in phase 2, you guys are going to be mostly around the edges of the platform so that you can call out, spot the tainted cores when they do spawn, and then, you know, also, if there's nothing in range of you, just getting damage onto the enchanted water elementals.
So the tainted water elementals seem to disappear after a while?
Yeah, I think if they don't die fast enough, they just despawn. Is that what I'm hearing?
20 seconds. You have to kill them. It's not aggro them within 20 seconds.
Gotcha.
Don't go any further there.
Kind of want to spread the healers out a little bit too, like in those spots.
Yep. You guys are going to have much more solid positioning once we get back there this time. Like I said, I really just wanted to get a pull on it so you guys can see it, so you know what I'm talking about, rather than me just rambling for 30 minutes about things you haven't seen, right? So.
For the tainted elementals, is it worth it for melee to even go on them if there's any coil fang elites up, or should they just always stay on elites if they're up?
I think running takes too much time, right? Like
That's what I'm thinking. It was taking a long ass time to get to the tainted element.
Yeah, melee, you're not going to worry about going to the tainted. No, melee, you're gonna melee. So in melee in phase 2, you're basically just spending all of your life in the center circle there, kind of between where the 4 generators are. You're wailing on Nagas, and then you see an elemental. You're like, oh shit, that one's gonna get close to her. You pop like 10 steps away, maybe. A charge distance, really not far, right? Of course, you're trying to maximize your time that you're actually swinging. If you find yourself running back and forth across the platform over and over again during the fight, you're doing it wrong. You should be very close to the boss. The tank should be bringing the elite Nagas close to you. You should be able to DPS on them. You see an enchanted elemental getting close, you switch to it, you kill it. It only takes like 2 or 3 abilities, and then you're back on those Nagas.
Do you want us to tank the Nagas close to the pillar that we want to activate? Just so there's a melee there to have the toss ready?
We sure could. Tanking them near any of the pillars can be fine, and heals can also be stationed there. The ranged DPS is mostly moving around in this fight.
Remember, they cleave, so if they're being tanked there, the person who gets the core might start getting cleaved, so maybe not directly on the pillars.
Yeah. I mean, just be smart about it, right? If you're tanking it next to a pillar, you just face it so that it's not cleaving anybody. And if you're standing next to it, you stand behind it, close enough that you can click the generator, but not so that you're getting cleaved.
Did anybody mention that the tainted don't move? They spawn at the bottom, and that's where they stay.
Right. Yeah. Which is why hunters are going to be spread out around the edges and keeping an eye out for them. They're primarily going to kill it, run down to it, grab the initial core, and then toss it up to somebody who's on the rim. That person who's on the rim, and by that I mean like right at the top of the stairs, they're going to get it passed to them, and then that toss is going to go to the generator. You can do it in 2 tosses. So it really should only be 2 tosses. It sometimes will need to be 3 if your positioning was a little bit different, but yeah. So, if we take a look at the phase 2 positioning image in the Discord, God, I forget the direction that we come in. I believe is area 1.
It is, yeah.
So let's have Drano hang out at the kind of top of the steps of area 1. Huck, you're gonna hang out at the top of those steps, kind of area 2. This is for phase 2, of course, and you can be near these positions in phase 1 as well. And then Ice Staff, you're gonna take care of area 3, and I'm gonna take care of area 4 because we don't have a 4th hunter right now. So basically, the role of the 3 hunters and me is to spot the tainteds in our sections, kill it, and then toss it up to somebody who's at the top of the steps. Meanwhile, healers are going to be spread out in quadrants as well. I'm going to leave that up to healing folk in the healing channel, because I have a suspicion that you've already done some, and I don't want to go back on it.
Yeah, one note on that, Scary. What we'll try and do is position the healer in each quadrant near the generator thing. So if you need, look for the healer who's there. If you're in a quadrant, you should know who that is if you're someone at the top of the steps in that section.
Sounds good. Yep, and just one good thing to look at as well is the Strider kiting path. That's where Phoebe's going to be kiting in a circle. Anytime, so range DPS, anytime the Strider is in range of you, that's your top priority. You want to stay in your quadrant. You know, you can move a little bit to get some more cast time on them. But you really want to blast on those Striders. Anytime there's 2 Striders up, it starts to get real hairy. And yeah, like, the Elite Naga can probably just be tanked, like, in between each of the generators. You know, don't be right on the generator. Be, like, in the gap between them, in the pie slice between them. Pizza slice, pie slice.
Oh,
what do you guys like better? Yeah.
Pie.
Pie? Alright, pie slice. Alright, hang on. Yes for pizza slice, no for pie slice. Yes pizza, no pie. Yes pizza, no pie. Holy shit, it's close.
No pie, that's not even a sentence.
Yes pizza. Alright, pizza wins. They're pizza slices. Sorry, pie friends. Okay. I mean, I like pizza and I like pie. It's just like, pizza doesn't like me so much. Let's get some cookies going, full buffs and whatnot. Looks like just about everybody's back.
Can one of the pizza slices be pineapple?
Sure.
Fuck off. Die.
You're
Always
evil.
making things worse.
That's what I'm here for.
Hey, that's our guild leader.
Yeah, maybe we sacrifice one of you, we kill a deer.
Sure. I'll try to do better. Okay, anybody have any other questions before we fold again?
Are we spreading DPS out in quadrants or not?
Yep, so that's a good point. I wasn't done with that. So hunters are spread in their areas. I'm going to take area 4 as well. Lil Derp, you're also going to be quadrant 1. Trislock, you're going to be quadrant 2. Nam, you're going to be quadrant 3. Derry, you're going to be quadrant 4 with me. That should take care of all the range DPS since Phoebes is kiting. Except for Pretty Bird. Pretty Bird, you're going to be wherever you need to be.
Alright.
Maybe between area 1 and area 4, because Derp and I and Tris can take advantage of your aura, but like honestly, don't worry about it. We're going to be so spread out. Just go where you need to go. Maybe you want to follow the Strider and just nuke the Strider. That'd be wonderful. And melee, you guys know what you're doing, and yeah, that should take care of that. That should take care of that. And all of this will be, you know, for future raids, will be a lot more prepared as far as like a spreadsheet with your assignments and quadrants and whatnot.
Hey, Scary, do we know for sure if the Strider always spawns in the back area behind her?
I believe everything comes from the water. Oh, but you mean like the opposite side of the platform? I don't know. The first one might. I honestly don't know. I haven't pulled it enough times to recognize any sort of consistency of where they come from.
Okay, and I need to make sure I take Solve off because I didn't have it off that first time.
Gotcha. Okay. Any other questions?
Just basically know that like Phoebe's track is just that, you know, around that second platform there. So be wary of being in there.
That's exactly right. Yep. All right. Here's your ready turn.
So hunters just drop a trap in your quadrant, if you will, in that path, just to help out Phoebe.
Yep.
Yep. And tossing a net as it goes by is always welcome.
If you drank 1 hour consumes at the start, they're past now. 2 hour consumes, whatever it is. Reflask.
Yep, I'm just getting a food buff and then we'll do cold timer. Alrighty. Oops. Okay. Mamie, you good to go?
Sorry, yeah, I'm ready.
Awesome. Alright, here's pull timer. So yeah, use phase 1 to spread out, find your positions, and as a couple people are already starting to do, you can actually run around the platform and kind of find, or at least closer to your spot, before we even pull. Nice spread on those static charges. Y'all making phase 1 look easy already. It is kind of easy, to be fair.
Say Blizzard kind of made it look easy.
So yeah, phase 2 can seem overwhelming, but just focus on your job, and it'll all come together very quickly.
Is this dispellable on a Luna? This is really...
I think Blessing of Freedom can be used.
Okay.
Alright, phase 2 time. Should be spread out in your quadrants. Hanging out, waiting for water Ellies. Right.
Elite in the east.
Naga up. Bring them in. There's going to be a tainted soon.
Ping.
Tainted's in the east. Nam, could you loot it? I'm very low on health.
There's a Strider up, it's headed to Frosted.
Ice Stab have it.
Passing it to Gun.
Alright, one down.
Elite down.
Second elite back in east.
Make sure we're getting DPS on that Strider as it comes around. Caster's next one's about 15 seconds out.
I can onk if you want, Scary.
Yeah, pop up.
Skulls up, get the skull melee.
Tainted east.
Ping.
Sham skying the Strider.
Nagas in the east.
Okay. Second Strider's up.
I have the core. I need to pass it to Storm Mayumi.
Okay. Tainted Alley somewhere.
Area 4.
Now the Strider on the east.
Tainted's Area 4.
Okay. Yep, so you can see how we're starting to get overwhelmed. Things get a little crazy. So the whole deal with this is just to stay ahead of the game. Anytime a Strider goes past you, if you want to drop some dots on it, that is super huge. Just helps keep up on those. What were you saying, Torque?
Someone passed me a core with no macro.
That's Frosted. I'm big dumb.
I'm stuck here.
It's west.
It's all good. This is going to be a wipe. If you're dead already, start running back in. If you're not dead yet, wipe it up.
The coil-flying elites are definitely not going down fast enough.
Nope, nothing is. But we're all still getting used to it. You can see how quickly they start to come, though. So it's really got to be active and on the correct target as time goes on.
Do we have to clear out or anything, or do they despawn when we hit phase 3?
When phase 3 hits, we have to kill every ad that's still alive.
Okay.
So we may not want to push phase 3 until we get more ads down.
Rather,
No, I think the other way.
You want to get out of phase 2 as quickly as possible, basically. That transition between phase 2 and phase 3 is for sure the hardest part of the fight. Like, you'll have Vosh active. She's going to be using phase 3 abilities, including mind control, and there will still be ads alive as well. So that period where we're in phase 3, but all the ads aren't dead yet, is 100% the hardest part. So that usually is when I've seen progression groups use heroism, is to get all those ads down and then get damage onto the boss. You know, as we get more time on it, we'll decide what's right for us, but for progression's sake, that will probably be it.
And we have to. You're still gonna have to run anyways, because this isn't gonna work for everybody.
Right. Yeah, everybody should just be running in. If you get a res, you're lucky.
So just to clarify for the cores, we can't just use all the cores in the same pillar. Obviously, we have to use them on each one of the 4 pillars.
Correct.
Okay.
When you have the core, does the pillar become clickable? Is that what it is?
Yes, the pillar is clickable, but it requires a tainted core to use it. So if you have the reagent in your bag, it'll work.
So, Phoebes, I know we're still learning, but do you think the Strider got, like, cut a corner or something? Because I was standing right on a generator and got veered out into the middle of nowhere. Just trying to figure out if our radius on the kite is feeling good or if we're getting in the way of other people or what.
Are you in, like, the western area portion of it? though?
Yeah, Area 4.
You see how it's got the rock.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
So you have a less. He has less of a spot to take him through, right? So you kind of have to adjust when he comes right through that little choke point there. But yeah, he just takes him around, uses the very upper platform as a track, basically, and just takes him in a circle around that.
That makes sense. I'll have to adjust to make sure I don't stand in Strider range.
Yeah,
Because
you
that's
just
when things
kinda-
feel for me.
You just kind of got to spin your camera around all the time. You know, like you're looking all over the place for ads in your range. You know, kind of just doing your little thing. You know, that's why we kind of split up in those quadrants like that. It's really fun, actually. It's a fun fight.
I love this boss. It's super cool. I've never killed it when it was current content, so this one is new to me. Which
It's
is
tough.
Yeah, it's fun. Presents a challenge. It's like a multifaceted fight, right? Because there's sections that are kind of DPS check, but also like kind of control based, which is basically what phase 2 is.
Yeah, you have to be fast enough, and yeah, it's like both at the same time. You're right. a lot of it too is like that macro, getting used to throwing it. People need tries on throwing it and stuff, you know.
Yeah. If you don't have the macro, make sure you've got it for this attempt.
And just go on and bind it too. Like, you know, just have it to where you can use it super quick.
Yeah, even if it's just a temporary bind.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was standing what I thought was close enough to a pylon, and I was like, how come this hasn't triggered yet? So then I clicked it, and then it went on to Torque and trapped him in the middle of nowhere. You just have to be standing near it, and then it will do its own job. Is that right?
No, you have to like right click and interact with the pillar.
As if you were like clicking a portal, like a mage portal, but you have to be close enough.
Okay, I understand.
And the relay can go like when you kill it, somebody runs to the bottom, hunters, I think it's going to be us, loot it, throw it to your teammate at the top of the stairs, he throws it to the pillar. It can be done in 2 throws. And honestly, you want to get enough practice that you're actually good at doing it in 2 throws, because that's what you need to do, because you got to do it quick.
A lot of times the last one, the 4th one, will have to cross and go to the other side. It tends to do that.
Yeah. You will have like it'll be a 3rd throw at that point.
Yeah,
Because
that's what
if you're
happened for
at
the
any
second one.
pillar, you can throw it across to any other pillar standing at any of those. So it'll be a 3rd throw if that happens. Or like in a perfect scenario, it'll be a 3rd throw. You know what I mean? There isn't one as scary.
Okay.
How we looking?
I gotta run back because the elevator clipped me and things happened.
Rip.
Second death to the elevator boss tonight.
Yeah, it's killer.
Progression.
Fucking unbelievable.
That's why you just get the second summon and skip the boss.
They should really cause the elevator.
I should have used my cables on you instead. Short-sighted.
Alright, we're going to see how this goes, but just like last time, I will grab the second Strider if the first one is not down, and I'm going to attempt to get it the same direction as Phoebe's carrying the first one. So, casters, you should hopefully be able to get a little bit of distance between the two, and then just jump from one to the next.
Roger that. Yep, and Strider DPS and Naga DPS have got to be a lot higher. That's one thing we can immediately do better. For now, let's try to focus on that. Obviously, we don't want the enchanted Ellies to get to her, but if a couple do, it's still doable. So let's try to keep up on those Nagas and Striders as best we can. Once you've got full buffs, if you want to scoot around to your part of the platform, I'll do a ready check. Love to get 2 more tries on her tonight.
And you can kind of already get in your spot if you want to.
Alright, here's full timer.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I'm gonna put some marks up on heals.
Oof, that was unlucky, man.
It's Battle Rose name. He's on the east side. Looks like Pretty Bird's got him.
I've got the
Big
static.
heals Luna. Big heals Luna.
Alright, get ready for phase 2. Remember, the name of the game is to stay ahead of the game.
When we get the Naga, try to tank it next to one of the pillars.
In between, yep.
Naga on the east side.
Tainted where?
West.
Strider, north.
Disappeared. Didn't have any help.
Strider's untanked. Nope, looks good now.
Tainted east.
You want me to get frosted?
If you
I'm-
can,
I'm
yep.
here.
Yep.
I'm back.
Naga up.
Next Naga.
And past Shams the Rock. Hey, nice.
One down. Keep it up. Need more damage on that Strider. Way more damage. Anytime that's in range of you casters, you gotta be on it.
Top priority.
Next one's coming in 5 seconds. This one should be dying right about now. Next one's up. Swindle kite this one. Phoebe, pick up the new one. I'm gonna net it so you can get it.
Pump the Naga.
Some west. Tainted west.
Why did Skull?
She got feared.
Because I got feared.
You want me to pop, Scary?
No, save it for next.
Naga up.
Core coming from the west.
Throw it to Sham.
Dirt needs a target.
Extra monster.
Derp, can you throw it?
Derp, you have the core.
Derp, throw it to Sham.
I threw it to Naomi already.
We already got it.
Oh, good.
It's already done, yep.
God, y'all are slow.
Yep. Start running back in if you're dead. So, getting used to passing cores. Trying to remember to throw dots on both the Naga and the Striders, basically anytime they're near you. Just gotta stay ahead of the game in that phase. On this next pull, which will probably be our last one for tonight, once we get the second round of Nagas and Striders coming up. We'll use Heroism there and just see how it feels. Try to stay ahead of the game. Yeah, guys, don't be afraid to use your microphone if you're tossing cores around. Yo, I need to toss it to you. Okay. Toss to them.
Also, I know people were jumping to try and say, like, hey, I can take the core. It makes it slightly harder to target if you don't exactly know who you're throwing it to.
Yep. Use your character name if you're gonna say something like that, but in general, just like the person who has the core should be saying, I need to throw it to X, and like that person just needs to position to receive the core, right? But yeah, use your character name too, because sometimes people get confused on voices.
Healers can still heal while they have the core, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
you can still take actions.
Right.
Just can't move.
Can't move. Yep.
You can even make a target macro if you're, if you want to have a person that you're gonna throw to. Most of the time, like if you're the person looting, you can make a macro basically, so somebody should be at your quadrant with you pretty much all the time. It's derp in mine, so.
Monster, when you res, be careful.
Why?
We'll see.
Yeah, and
Oh, you're
Hunters,
resing
if you
me.
call your pet, be careful, because my pet still had fear on it, and I just about had a heart attack. How often does the Strider cast that fear?
Anytime you're in melee range of it.
Okay, so it'd be pointless to like permanently stick our pets on them.
Correct, yeah. Anytime you're near a Strider, it's gonna fear you.
Nah, Swindle, let him run in. Don't.
One thing that can help a little bit with that is Fear Wards and Tremor Totems. Shaman, if you're not running Tremors in Phase 2, consider running Tremors. But yeah, generally speaking, on that pull specifically, the first Strider lived way too long. Way too long. The second Strider was spawning in, and the first Strider was at like 62%, which it should be dead. So I know there's a lot going on, but anytime they're in range of you, throw a dot on it. Anytime you have nothing else to do, throw some damage on it. And even if you have other things to do, casters, range DPS, Striders gotta die.
And don't be afraid to huck that fucking, not you huck, to chuck that tainted core immediately. Like, there's no benefit in waiting at all. Get those generators down immediately.
I think at one point we didn't have enough DPS on one of the tainted elementals, and that was a lost 5% at the beginning, right?
Yep.
So
that also basically can happen. If we miss a tainted, we're extending phase 2 by quite a long time. So once the tainted is called, if you're in that quadrant, you gotta help kill it.
So I had a question about that. Is it really important to get the cores in like super fast? Because like, does getting the core in faster cause the next tainted to move up faster and shorten the phase, or should it be more like controlled and like what's
the way I look at it is every second we spend not getting the core to a generator is a second that we have another ad spawning.
Yeah. So once the tainted is dead and somebody has looted the core, it's not really like we have to click the generator as fast as possible, because the next tainted is going to spawn on the same schedule regardless.
Okay, that's what I was asking.
Yeah.
It's really more important that your actions with that are deliberate, and that if there's any communication that needs to happen, that you communicate it.
Right. So it's not that we have to go from looting to generator in 3 seconds and that benefits us. It's just that we need to not miss killing them, ensuring that we loot each one, and then, like Torque said, deliberately moving it. Hey, I'm throwing it to you, Drano, because you're in the correct place right now. Okay. Then Drano's like, I'm throwing it to you, Frosted, because you're standing next to a generator that needs to be turned off. Okay. So just communicating that is huge. So I guess to answer the question completely, it's kind of both. But no, once we've looted it, it doesn't affect when the next one spawns. It's a horse apiece, Nam. You said it. You really said it.
Holy shit.
Let's kill the boss.
I'm gonna Soulstone Frosted. He looks like he wants to die. I mean, on this attempt, not in general. Okay, I'm gonna get a food buff. This is gonna be our last pull for tonight, guys. So good progress so far, but let's try to kick it as far as we can. Maybe we can push into phase 3 this time. One second here before we start. I'm gonna make sure. I think I have marks on. All the heals except Annie. There you go. Annie's gonna be X. Anytime there's a Naga, it should be Skull. The Naga that we're killing is Skull. Alright, here's your ready check. Nam, you good? I see you lighting up in Discord, but I can't hear you.
Still trying to get.
I think he's in the moon shadow.
I think he needs Blessing of Wisdom. Yeah.
I think he needs a new mic.
Can Hams get might instead of wisdom?
Oh yeah.
We're gonna go here, okay? Nam, you good? Alright, pull timer. Last one, let's make it count. Let's get to phase 3. I'll call for Lust. It's probably gonna be when the second Naga pops. Alright, get ready for phase 2 coming up. Naga's gonna be coming soon.
Pre-sphere ward tanks. I got a Luna.
Southside elite.
Torque.
Strider soon. Tainted is up.
West. Tainted west.
Kyoko.
Through the bird.
Okay, through Chilarian.
Netted for you.
Good job
Knock
on
it
that
out.
elite, guys.
Pumping on the Strider as it goes by.
Knock up.
Elite west.
Oh, you're like down.
Pop up if you got it.
I don't. I need a Beerus if you.
A Luna if you can.
I'm tanking it. Turk, you want a taunt?
What are you?
On
Yeah,
the
yeah.
skull.
No.
Got it. I'm coming.
Keep DPSing that Strider as it comes to your quadrant ranged.
Netted.
Next Strider coming soon. Tainted in quadrant 4. Dara and I are on it.
Are you getting it?
Just kill it first, yeah. Alright, I'll go loot it. I'll toss up to you.
Beep down.
Okay. Next Naga's up. Fuck. Forgot to call for less. We need a couple battle reses on Shaman if we can. I'm kiting a Strider. Go for lust.
Tremor.
These elementals are building up on Bash.
Yep, that's fine. That's fine. Just try to control everything else for now. Don't worry so much about the elementals. There's a Tainted up.
Again, Strider on the east.
Tainted south. Despawned.
Yeah, we got too many down to keep up. All good though. Hopefully, those of you who haven't seen this fight before get a little bit better idea of this phase. I know one thing that we can clean up is trying to keep the Striders in this like exact lane. Now's a good decent time to look while we're kind of wiping here is between the outermost ring where the stairs begin and the inner ring that has the 4 generators. This like bolted like plate work floor. This is the lane that the Strider is being kited around on. So anytime you're standing in this lane, you need to be aware that the Strider might come by and fear you. So you can occupy that space, but if a Strider comes towards you, you have to move out of the way sooner. But yeah, good stuff on Morgrim tonight, and good progression on Vosh as well. Obviously, we'll look to get more and more time on her each week, and hopefully next week we'll have everybody involved and be able to get 2 full runs. That's the hope anyway. So hopefully everybody's available. If you are somebody who's not always available on Tuesdays and Thursdays, do whatever you possibly can do to help us out and get available on Tuesdays and Thursdays, because we need you.
He's right, you know.
I definitely
quit my job.
Same.
I definitely like the idea of netting them as I'm going by, even if I don't need it. Kind of gives a little bit of extra threat, and I can get more damage in as well.
Yes. Now that weave nets are big help for this. So if you're a tailor and you can get some of those, craft some. If you're a tailor and you just want me to send you 5, just shoot me a message on Discord. I'll send you a couple.
Will logs that get posted have data on our attempts, even if we didn't get a kill?
Yes.
I believe so, yeah.
Yep, it's there.
Yeah, they're already there. Yep. I was live logging tonight, so everything is up. Obviously, you can't get ranked or anything, but you can see like overall damage done and interrupts and stuff.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
Hi.
Alright. So yeah, good stuff tonight. Plenty of tier 4 loot that actually went to use, which is fantastic. And good stuff. Good progress on Bosch.
She's gonna eat butt soon.
Soon, TM. Thanks, guys.
You're welcome.